what's up? It's your boy Matt with UBV News. I'm chilling with.
Ivo.
It's your man Leon.
Hey, real quick, so everybody knows if you ain't really paid attention, your boy is ready to bounce out of fence. Pardon, man. What's y'all thoughts? When I kick it off.
Well, first off, the fact that they even considering this, the fact that it's news to me lets you know that the presidency is up for sale, man. The fact that people can just dish out pardons like it's just like a mixtape, I don't know what to say about that part. That is just crazy to me. But what I will say is that R. Kelly's lawyer, this dude is that dude is next level. I want to just read a quote real quick, if I can, what he said. And this is R. Kelly's lawyer petitioning President Trump to pardon him. Now, this man was convicted of crimes of sex trafficking and racketeering back in, I think, 2021 or something like that, or whatever. Now he's pardoning, asking for a pardon from the president. So here's what the lawyer said. The lawyer said, and this is what he said to Trump. This is what he tried to put that out there to Trump. He said, the only person with the courage and the power to fight corruption and the prosecution of public figures and stump it out, saying Trump is the only person that can do that. Now, these guys are strategic. Now, you got to remember, a few days ago, R. Kelly goes into jail. I mean, he's in jail, but he gets sick or poisoned, as they say. He got poisoned. That was to get this publicity thing going now. So now it makes news. Then Trump's name is attached to it. So now, Trump, he listens to the news. He pays attention to news all the time. My sources say that he watched Fox News, but he watched CNN. He watched all the channels. Don't get him wrong. So he picks this up. He hears it. And Trump can identify with like this victim role of being the victim. And so now he feels some type of attachment to it. And he want to come in and save the day. So I think this was perfect on the lawyer side, but I just think that's crazy. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm gonna first start off by just saying, and if anybody's gone through my social media history, they'll know this. I think R. Kelly's a piece of shit. Always that's always been my mindset. I think that he got away with statutory rape by marrying Aaliyah when she was underage. I think that was him. I'm pretty sure it was him on that video, allegedly pissing on that girl. For me, the only question was whether or not what was her age at the time, which according to her aunt, she was underage. He's just a piece of shit human being, if you ask me. I think he got off regarding that videotape, and I think he should have just set his ass down. But the problem with a lot of celebrities like himself, as well as Diddy, is they think that they're untouchable, and ultimately they're starting to find out that you're not. And as far as his lawyer, like you said, Ivory, I think he is strategic in his approach. Like most lawyers are, it is to be strategic as far as how you present a case, and he is trying to shine off on some of the things that would pump up Donald Trump. Ultimately, we'll got to see where this goes. But for me personally, I think R. Kelly is right where he deserves to be. I think after the situation with that tape and he got off of it, he should have just set his ass down and been a humble human being. But it actually empowered him even more to think he was untouchable. And as the federal government and law is showing him, ultimately he's not.
Yeah. I just got one question, man. I'm sorry, Matt. I got one question. Everybody getting pardons. I mean, where are we going to get these student loans? Are we going to get pardons for student loans, man? That's what I want to know, bro, because everybody just passing out pardons like it's candy. Can the people with student loans get a pardon? That's what I want to know, man.
I know for that, man. No, definitely. I was going to say this too, man. Like, I think people need to stop and kind of look at what's happening. Like, so I don't even get mad at R. Kelly for trying, right? Because they're just taking advantage of a system that allows them to do that. I mean, think about it. NBA YoungBoy got pardoned, I think May 28th. He had I think 23 months of federal charges, gun charges, things like that. Larry Hoover got pardoned. January 6th got pardoned, right? So everybody's looking at this like, man, shoot, this is my opportunity. And what made me stop and think about, like, what's the history of pardons, right? I mean, they have been some crazy pardons. Obviously, Clinton pardoned his brother who got caught up in some drug charges, right? Obviously, we all know Biden pardoned his son. We also know that Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon. So there's a lot of these kind of historical pardons, but the idea really comes back from the King of England. So that's one of the things we kept when we became America. We kept some of those traditions. That's one of the traditions we kept. So the idea was really that it was supposed to be some injustice in the system, or maybe somebody served their time, they served their time, they were sorry for it, or they were going to provide some type of good to society, right? So you pardon them, right? That was the historical. The idea was, the president would be like had this moral compass, right? Pardons were never supposed to be pardoned for play. Pardon for play. P4P, pardon for play, right? So I think the Trump administration is kind of taking it. I mean, because you remember he pardoned his son's father-in-law, Kushner,
Jared
right?
Kushner, yep.
His father. So this happened before, but we haven't seen this pay for pardons like this. This is new. Where people are getting pardoned. They're getting pardoned before they even really served the goddamn time. I mean, we got Diddy right now. People are floating the idea of him getting pardoned, and the case is still going on.
Man, that's crazy. That's wild. When you think about it from that perspective, that is wild. The case is still going on, and they're already putting pardons for sale. How much would you pay for a pardon, bro? Like, I'm just curious. Like, I mean, at this point, I might as well rob a bank and just get a pardon. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it gotten to that point where people are going to be more brazen to commit crimes in order because they know they're going to get a preemptive pardon for sale?
Well, maybe on the celebrity side, the average Joe Blow is not going to get that. I mean, let's be honest. Tyrone, who got federal charges down in Cali, he's not getting pardoned like NBA YoungBoy did because Trump don't know who the hell he is. So let's be honest about that. But kind of going back to what you said, Matt, as far as it being, something that was taken from, the ancient England, king setup. I just think a lot of times for me, this whole pardon situation, I think is it just shows how much of a hypocrisy that this country is. We're supposed to be a country of laws. If you do a crime, you're supposed to do your time. And like you said, when we're at the point where we're able to people just to buy them way out of crimes that they committed, then what are we talking about if we're a country of laws? It's just a bunch of BS if you ask me. I've never agreed with pardons. If you do the crime, you should do the time. Now, there are situations where if somebody's innocent, yeah, that's different. But if they're innocent, they should be exonerated and that charge should be eliminated. But pardon means that this person actually did it. And it's not necessarily that there was any new evidence that, showed that they were innocent. It's just the fact that they're just saying we're going to, exert their sentence and let them free, all because some guy makes a decision. And I just think it's hypocrisy. I think it's bullshit.
Man, let me tell you what I think. One, where's my DOGE check, Elon? That's one of the things I want to know. Where's my DOGE check? I still want my DOGE check. I'm gonna say that until I turn blue in the face. Where's my DOGE check? That's one. And two, man, this is a different game, man. We playing class warfare. This is class. This is about class, man. This ain't about right and wrong. And when this is about not left or right, this is about up. Who's up and who's down? And if you're up, hey, this is the golden America. This is the golden age for you. You can come here and commit crimes. You can get pardoned. You can get tax cuts. You can get everything. Free refills on tax cuts, everything, right? That's just where we at right now. And if you don't hit that ruling class status, because I believe there's a ruling class in this country, everybody else below that class, subject to the BS. You're subject to all the other stuff. So that's just where we at.
No, I'm gonna say this too. I mean, my personal opinion too. I think it is kind of unfair to, the system itself, right? Now we can go back and forth. People argue about hey, should he have been locked up? I'm not a lawyer, right? So I don't know his case, like the hard details of his case in terms of the legal aspect, right? We knew what the news told us and things like that. I'm not a lawyer, right? But I do think it needs to be unfair, yes, right, for him to get out like this. And I like you said, to your point, last time he had charges and things like that, and then he came back out and reinvented himself. And I'm gonna say this too. I think if he ever was pardoned, I don't think this is the process to do it. It's kind of BS. But I'm gonna say this too. If he does get pardoned, if that motherfucker don't come out with the hottest shit I heard in 20 years, you can lock this motherfucker right
now. Number one hit. That was my song, man. I just love that song, man. Number one hit. That was my thing.
It don't hit like Remix of Ignition. Lock. Right back.
That's what you doing your whole time in there, man. You should be getting that pin right, bro.
Lock that motherfucker back up.
Lock him up.
Oh,
Hell no. Oh man. Well, we do want to hear your thoughts. What is your thoughts as far as this whole R. Kelly situation? And what do you think about, him possibly being pardoned? And what's your thoughts on just the whole system to be able to pardon people within this country, particularly who have been convicted of committing crimes? We want to hear from you below. Please make sure you comment, like, and share, and give us your feedback because we want to hear it. And we are BA 2028, and we are out.